Good morning, BHS. What's poppin'? Happy Wednesday. These are your morning announcements. Interested in playing on the boys' golf team this spring? The annual fall golf team meeting will be on Wednesday, September 18th at 6 p.m. in the cafeteria. Golfers trying out and their parents are encouraged to attend. Student athletes, please remember to store your clothing and equipment bags either in your locker, main office storage, or lake level office storage. Do not leave bags in the athletic hallways when you arrive in the morning. Thank you. Public hours at the Strength and Conditioning Center are 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Individual students wanting to work out must come at these times. After school until 7 p.m. are reserved for team training. Students that are on the waiting list to move out of overflow lot, you must check your email daily for information on this. Seniors serve on October 26th to 28th, and people can sign up in the office. Also, you need to submit a one-page paper on why you want to take part, and it is due Friday. If you and your parent ordered a pink jersey over the summer, they are now in. Please go to the main office to pick it up before or after school. Thank you. It's time to join DECA. Students currently in business classes are encouraged to participate. Our first student meeting will be on Wednesday, September 25th at 2:30 in room A14. See Mrs. Clark, Mrs. Costa, or Mr. Luplo for more information. Students Against Destructive Decisions members and See Something, Say Something will be having their first annual meeting Wednesday, September 25th after school in the study center located in the counseling office. If you're interested in being part of SAD or S4 member, please join us. Calling any old SAD members that would like to help on the club pair, third hour, September 25th, please see Mrs. Sinicola or Mrs. Nelson, and they are located in the counseling office. Seniors, please fill out your senior directory form. You can find the link in the announcements. These are due October 21st. You must be logged into your Brighton Area Schools account to access the form. Support Brighton Area Schools Pack of Dogs by donating gently used or new shoes. All proceeds go to our district dogs and their care. You can drop your shoe donations off at the main office, room A7 in Sunshine Hall, at the football games on Friday, or in the cafeteria on September 16th through the 20th. Please clean out your closets and support our BAS dogs. If you have any questions, please see Mrs. Reniker in room A7 for more information. And now for a quick message from Close Up.
Hi, I'm Mr. Newman. I am a social studies teacher here at Brighton High School. This is my 22nd year here at the high school, actually. And I'm also an alumni, graduated way back in 1992. So I've been here for quite a while.
Okay, so what was your initial reaction to when the attacks first happened?
My initial reactions, probably like a lot of people, was just total shock. I remember exactly, kind of like people talk about in history, where they knew where they were when President Kennedy was assassinated. For my generation, it was when 9/11 was attacked. I was literally walking up the hallway, senior hallway, and one of the counselors at the time, Mr. Lindbergh, who's since retired, he actually said, "Hey, you need to come see this. Looks like a little plane crashed into a building in New York City." And walked into the counseling room. Back then we had TVs hanging in the corner of every classroom, and we were watching on TV, and I'll never forget, we were watching live when that second plane smashed into the second building, and that's when we knew it couldn't have been an accident.
So what was it like the days after in your classes, the neighborhood, and your family?
Days afterward were very different from anything I'd experienced up to that point in my life. I can remember even just driving home from school after school got out that day. At that time I lived out near Waterford, and driving down M59, every 5 minutes a pair of fighter jets came screaming over the roofs of our cars. They were flying low and they were going fast, and I found out later they were flying circuits around the airport out there in Oakland County, making sure that no planes were taking off. But we didn't find that out till days later. I also remember once I got home, my wife was actually out of town on a business trip, and she was stuck all the way out in Colorado with no way to get home. So for me, I was home alone watching the news, trying to figure out what's happening. And then also getting the phone call later that night, finding out one of my wife's cousins, her husband was a firefighter in New York, and he was unaccounted for.
So how hard was it for you to try to understand what had happened?
It was, I don't know, it was very challenging, especially as a teacher, because your students want answers. And, initially we couldn't give them exact answers. We didn't know who did this. We didn't know for a few days, why this had happened. We assumed it was a terrorist attack, but we don't know where from. And so it was very frustrating as a teacher because, of course, there's rumors running everywhere over what it was and what had happened. So it was just very difficult for days because we're so used to having instant access to everything, and to have to wait and find things out as they came out. Really, it was more frustration than anything.
So did 9/11 change your perspective on anything?
It definitely changed my perspective. I can remember back in college in my political science classes talking hypotheticals. What if a terrorist attack were to happen in the U.S.? And it was always, to us, kind of this abstract, that stuff happens over on the other side of the globe. That's not going to happen here. And for it to happen and not happen in something small like a bus or a train station, but to have it something on that big a scale was really eye-opening for a lot of us, that something like that could happen.
So have you ever worried that something like it would happen again?
Oh yeah, it's in the minds of every American now. It's unfortunate that but it's sad that it is. That's now the reality. We always wonder, anytime something happens, anytime a train derails or a plane crashes, it's the first thought in people's mind, not the last thought. And, it definitely, especially, pushed me. Having that sort of an event happen is what inspired me to enter the military like I did, wanting to do my part to defend our country from these sorts of things.
So did you ever figure out what happened to your family involved in that?
Yes. My wife's husband, as far as we know, last they were heard, they were somewhere between the 50th and 51st floor, helping keep flames back from the stairwell, trying to get people ushered down the stairway. And they never recovered any evidence or any remains of anybody from his engine company. So Tommy Farino was a good guy, and he is someone I had a picture of taped up in my armored vehicle when I was overseas.
Now please rise for the pledge. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hats.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.